Oi, galerinha da Twitch, tudo bem com vocês? Pois é, quarta-feira chegou o dia de Final Fantasy XVI, continuarmos a nossa história com o Clive. E o nome da live aí já diz tudo, de mal a pior. Não tô brincando, gente, o nome da live é porque é o nome da missão que a gente parou, de mal a pior, mas eu achei engraçado e trouxe o nome também aqui. Mas é isso, estamos aqui, deixa eu só ver aqui se o áudio está bom pra gente começar a nossa live. De mal a pior. Vamos ver aqui o áudio, rapidinho. De pior. Vamos ver aqui o áudio, rapidinho. Ok, tudo bem. Vamos lá, então. Aposentos do Clive, né? Estamos aqui, de mal a pior. Deixa eu só arrumar a iluminação aqui. Vamos, minha filha, vamos, funciona, por favor. Cadê o botão? Pera aí, gente. Nossa senhora, muito forte. Aqui. Tá bom, tá forte, mas tá bom, vai. Vamos lá, opa. A gente tinha que falar com o Otto e... Vamos ver como é que tá o nosso irmão Joshua. Onde é que fica a enfermaria? Ficava ali atrás, não era? Não, é lá embaixo, pera aí.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
O nosso príncipe John tá aqui também. Nosso príncipe.
Did you see that?
Vamos ver se a gente consegue ver aqui o nosso príncipe e o nosso irmão. Aqui, ó, enfermaria. Tá acordado o nosso príncipe. É ele? Ah, não.
You have the look of a man with the twins upon his shoulders, Rodrigue.
Talia has tasked me with removing a curse breaker's brand. But it's my first time and I don't think I can do it. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. You survived, I know, but here as many die as recover. Is it really worth the risk?
You don't need me to answer that. You know full well what we're fighting for. I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. But until that day, a brand is a burden, and we must lift that burden in order to go undetected. The operation may be dangerous, but it's also essential, and we undergo it willingly.
I know. I still wish there was some other way. But griping about my lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do what must be done.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the preparation of a draft to dull the pain. Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply so low. What few leaves we have would barely be enough for removing a splinter, let alone a brand.
Ah, gente, eu não vou fazer essa side quest, não.
There's probably a leather strap around here somewhere they can bite down on.
Pois é, senhor, eu te confundi aqui com o John.
You just need some rest. I'll stay
Onde
here
é
with
que
you.
tá o nosso... Ah, não. Ah, não, estão aqui sim. Ih, estão pelados? Meu Deus. Nosso príncipe. E nosso irmão. Vamos ver aqui,
The
senhora.
injuries suffered by both your brother and the prince were bad enough. But that wound above Joshua's heart is unlike anything I've ever seen. Were he not a dominant, I fear he would have succumbed to it long ago.
Ih, olha aí. Tão lindinho. Beleza, vamos lá então pra missão principal aí, que a gente tem que falar com o Otto. De mal a pior, vamos. Bora.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fact storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
No.
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just the messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
Ai, meu Deus. É aquele tipo de missão que a gente vai ter que ficar andando pra lá e pra cá. E ninguém vai falar nada de verdade. Vamos falar lá com o senhor da biblioteca primeiro, vai. Opa, por aqui não, por aqui.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Cadê? Quem é a criança que tá falando, gente? Ah, não, tô aqui. E aí, senhor?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
Nem vi o que tá acontecendo no
Doesn't take a
tempo.
court
No céu.
astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day, did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it.
Ok, vamos ver o que então tá acontecendo com o céu aí. Todo mundo tá falando que eu nem olhei pro céu. Não lembro se aconteceu alguma coisa com o céu quando a gente derrubou o Bahamut. Ah, essa névoa? Será que eles estão falando disso? Nossa, muito claro.
Save us.
Might be hard now there's only one.
Then we're all doomed.
Estão falando dessa névoa.
There's talk of these skies driving me.
Não, gente, eu vindo aqui automaticamente já ia vir atrás do Dion de novo. Não, é que...
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
Que bom.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
E lá vamos lá. Mais explicações.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off Storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
Nossa, que profundo.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Vamos ver. Ai, não. De novo essa mulher aqui.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only two people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Meu Deus. Ai, será que ela não pode ficar aqui, não? Beleza, vamos lá então. Para onde iremos? Aí, temos 3 missões principais para fazer aí. Vamos então aqui para mais perto, né? Começar com mais perto aqui, que é o Albergue da Lameu. Vamos ver que missão é essa. E aqui. É ele? Acho que sim.
Sid!
Your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried? You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
Mentirosa, não falei
I'm
nada.
sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago. Any idea where they went? The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Vamos lá, então.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
Pelo menos o Torgo tá com a gente.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Eita, meu Deus.
Victor.
Não sei quem é também.
What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies.
Yeah.
In the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Tá, e aí? O que vou ter que fazer agora? Vim aqui, assistir uma cutscene, volta lá, assistir outra cutscene. Meu Deus do céu.
So, you see my predicament? What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight. My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
E agora?
If it were my namesake,
Eu vou ter que escolher
you'd let
mesmo?
them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Essa Jill, meu Deus. Vamos lá. Vamos falar com o Lubor.
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may yet be allowed to keep... Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All
A cara
right.
dela.
If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
Vamos lá.
It appears I have no choice but to do what little
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own...
O que esse intrometido vai fazer?
Here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane? commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad? Are you saying that Dalamel's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Yeah.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
Vai sobrar para mim, é claro,
I
né?
have a favor to ask.
Ah,
I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
ok. Então vamos lá. O portão norte tá lá do outro lado, né? Então vamos. Opa!
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
O que eu tenho que fazer aqui? Não entendi qual que é a da... Qual que é o poder aqui da asa? Então tá, né? Ah, olha que poder. Caramba, que legal. Nossa, que incrível. Só essa asa aqui que é horrível.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Opa, pera aí. Tem um... bicho é esse?
Let's try. To me, boy.
Ok. Nada mal, nada mal. Opa, subimos de nível. Por que ela tem que aparecer em evidência? Meu Deus do céu.
Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Ué.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Alamil.
We all saved Dalimil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Ok, concluímos a nossa primeira missão de hoje. Faltam duas. E muita cutscene, pelo jeito. Vamos lá. Vamos ver aqui o repouso de Marta. O que está acontecendo aqui?
This man's gonna die if we
Nossa.
don't get him to a healer.
O pessoal se machucou bem aqui, hein?
Martha, it's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashik. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you've come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
Vamos lá então.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
Opa! Caixeiro viajante.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Desculpa aí, gente. Desculpa aí. Deixei pra batalha. Ué, cadê a batalha?
Clive, wounded.
Ah.
We deal with the Akashic first.
Farewell. It's over.
Cadê? Mais. Cadê? Ai meu Deus, inimigos que voam, era só que faltava.
Too slow.
Oh, já acabou.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place,
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield.
Huh?
We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
how do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
E lá vamos nós pra mais encrenca.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell, the Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels! And they got wounded with them! They're not gonna make it!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two be safe now.
Vamos lá então, salvar a galera.
My brothers.
Mad dogs.
Cheguei, galera.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Sir Wade.
Nosso amigo.
Lord Rossfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Eita, meu Deus.
We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty.
Nossa. Olha aí, eu usei um poder aí que eu nem sabia que eu tinha, ó. Ai, meu Deus. Eita. Meu Deus, peraí. Cadê o poder? Ah, derrubamos.
To me, boy. Well done.
Oh, consegui. Pensei que não ia dar. Mas deu tudo certo no final.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for East Pool.
Tentando
You'll need
copiar
to
o
move the
Wade.
injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
Deixa eu só confirmar aqui se o áudio tá tudo bem, gente, que eu não tô fazendo checagem, então... Cadê?
Deixa eu só confirmar
Ah,
aqui
aqui tá tudo ok, tá tudo ok, tá tudo ok. Vamos lá.
Mad dogs.
Vamos ver o que está acontecendo aqui.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Just patch me up as quick as you...
That's better. Better already.
Eita. Cadê a mega flama aqui do...
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Too slow. This one.
Do nada.
Something's coming.
Ai não, esse inimigo de novo?
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, so wait. Shall we?
Cadê? Ai, meu Deus. Ai, meu Deus, poção. Oh, consegui. Cara, o Clive tá poderoso agora, hein?
Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
Como é que vamos resolver essa situação aí agora, hein?
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable. I'd like to make this one of our outposts.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that, of course they can stay.
Ok. Vamos lá terminar então. Será que a gente consegue terminar nossa última missão?
My
Bem
lord,
rapidinho.
there's someone I'd like you to meet.
Ah, quem?
Oscar, over here. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rosfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
Que legal.
Well, go on then. It's not for me to ask him. Yes, so wait. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I am a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... I mean to say that... they're... It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
Vamos afeitá-los.
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way.
Que bom. Pronto, temos aí nosso amigo. E agora a última parte da nossa missão de hoje é aqui, bem longe, inclusive. No Rincão. Eu não me lembro desse lugar, quer dizer, não por esse nome.
First we find Isabel.
Ah, sim, aqui é onde caiu Garuda, caiu de lá, ó. Que Garuda.
I saw it with my own eyes. The whole of
Vamos lá. Realmente esse clima meio apagado tá feio, hein?
I can't do it.
Essa trilha sonora também.
My lord. Milady.
We received the dame's message.
Quem é
There have been
você?
sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
Akashic, but different.
Ultimus thralls. And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing about all this.
Then we'll look for her there.
Motivos para lutar. Dinheiro zero. Zero motivos. Vamos lá.
Four left for more on the captain's orders.
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days! What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered. Or take it up and do what is right.
Eita, a senhora tá nervosa.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives! Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with him.
O que tá acontecendo, gente?
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly. And sought to take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort. But I thought you might still need some support.
I'd like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors.
That thing?
E aí, senhora?
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed more when... Where's my Joseph?
It's all
Não
right.
sei, senhora.
Just rest now.
Não sei. Mais ferido aqui.
It's all right.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
Nossa, que longe. A gente tem quick save aqui. Não tem mapa local, não? Ah, tem sim. Onde é que a gente tem que ir? Ai, não tem. Quick travel, quick travel, fast travel, meu Deus.
Assume you have a plan.
Não vamos ter um fast travel pra lá.
It was all they could do to escape.
Não temos poções. Que mapa bonito, hein? Opa, sair da estrada. Ah, ali ó, onde ficava o castelo, né? Do Dion. Não, o castelo ainda está ali. O que não está ali é o cristal. Torgal respirando. Mais os inimigos.
I see them. With me. Stay down.
Should I prime?
Save your strength. This one. Kill. Stay down.
Nossa. E aí, como é que eu faço? Ah, eu tenho que ficar dando esquiva, eu acho. Vamos ver. E eu usei já. Vai. Ó, esquiva mesmo, ó. Vamos lá. Ah não, eu tenho que ficar nesse estado aqui, ó, pra mim ganhar a Mega Flama. Ah, entendi. Vamos ver quanto é que eu consigo aqui de ganhar de máximo. Dois é o máximo. Nossa, pensei que ele não ia morrer. Ok, conseguimos. Agora aprendi a usar o poder do Dion.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
Pelo menos vou ter que voltar.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Now, if you don't mind, I have sentries to post. Milady.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one. And that's one fewer than I had this morning. Thank you again, Clive.
Essa era a mais rápida de todas as missões, então. Gente, então é isso. Mais uma live de Final Fantasy aí que a gente não avançou em nada. Não avançamos em nada na história em si, mas vamos concluir essa missão aqui, então. Não, tô com medo de concluir e começar uma outra missão mais longa, então só vou voltar pro esconderijo. E aí na semana que vem a gente tenta ver se a gente avança na história, se o Joshua acorda, se o Dion acorda, e a gente... Eu acho que a gente tá indo já pro final do jogo, de qualquer forma. Então é isso, gente. A live de hoje foi só essas missõezinhas secundárias. Sexta-feira é dia de Ghost of Tsushima e Planet Coaster. Nossa live dobradinha, sexta-feira. E de final de semana eu não tô fazendo live porque esses últimos finais de semana eu fiquei bem ocupado. Mas vamos ver se esse final de semana, principalmente no sábado, eu consigo trazer mais lives pra vocês. Mas é isso, gente. Obrigado por quem ficou até aqui comigo. E é isso, a gente se vê na sexta-feira de novo nesse mesmo horário, ok? Obrigado você também que tá acompanhando pelo YouTube. Um beijo e tchau, tchau.